Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. Let's start out by telling these people why you joined the military.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. It's so many little things, I guess.
Okay. Well, tell us
Um,
all the little things that.
but I think I needed like a reset.
Okay.
I definitely needed a reset. I wasn't like most of you guys. I wasn't like 19 and trying to figure out life. I had lived a little. I had my degrees. I had Michaela was about to turn two.
Okay.
And my life choices went all good, I guess. And the military was like the solution to everything at
I
that
mean,
time. So I did research. I literally had a list, like a to-do list,
okay.
and the military was going to give me my to-do list.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, did you accomplish that everything on that to-do list?
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah!
You-
I always tell people the military is going to get what they need out of you.
mhm,
You have to make sure you get what you need out of the military.
100%.
A
So, do
lot.
you think that
Mhm.
your time in the military was worth what you accomplished?
Yeah. I going in, I knew it was only I was going to be in for 5 years.
Oh,
And in that 5 years, I wanted to get my citizenship because I was a resident at that time.
okay.
I wanted to get my teeth fixed. I wanted to pay off my student loans.
Okay.
I had a house I wanted to get out of my name. So
Okay.
like I literally had like a list and I was like knocking things off in that 5 years. I was one of those one and done kind of people.
So you were in the Navy let you do 5 years? That was a
Mhm.
thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was a hospital corpsman.
Okay.
So corpsmen usually with Navy they do 4.
Okay.
But being a corpsman you had to do an extra year because our training I guess was a little longer than most.
Okay. Yeah, because we are 4, 6. That's our numbers. We're doing in we're going up.
Yeah.
Never. I mean,
Navy always different. Always different.
okay. So in your time that you were in, did you ever deploy?
No. I I had Michaela.
Oh, okay.
So I remember praying that I would never have to leave.
Mm,
And things just worked out just exactly how I wanted. So my first duty station was Walter Reed
okay.
um, in Bethesda.
Okay.
So did that, and then from there I went to another hospital, Naval Medical Center, Portsmouth,
Okay.
in Virginia. So I was with my baby all the time.
For my whole entire, well, not let's say my whole entire career. Let me see. The beginning of my career, I was like, oh, I gotta get back home. I gotta get close to home. I tried to get um all the close bases, and I never happened. I was like, you know what? Let me just try to get somewhere better. Like always. So every time, like for me, it was from Maelstrom, and Maelstrom was not the business. It was not for this little island girl who thought though didn't know nothing about this. I mean, Baltimore. I was in Baltimore when I enlisted, but it was snow, but it wasn't as cold as Montana. Montana only has like one, I swear to you, 1 month out of the year it's warm, and it's not the whole month isn't warm. And then from Montana, I went to Germany. And when I was in Germany the first time, I really didn't travel a lot. I traveled, but not a whole lot. And then I went to, what did I, well, I did have some good trips in Germany. I did have a good, like the first trip, the first
Mhm.
assignment in Germany. I did have some good trips, but I think I could have taken more. But you know what? We all have, everything falls out the way it's supposed to. So then from Germany, I went to Scott. Mm, that was like, that was the family oriented.
Mhm.
I didn't have a family, and the command at the time was like, "Oh, it's such an amazing base." It was not about cornfields. It
I
was,
just wanted to be close to my baby. That
and
was my goal all the way through. I
yes,
wanted that first and the 15th money, but I wanted to be close to my baby.
I know. After I had Brianna, I was like, I can't do this. I can't. So when you decided to, no, 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 when you decided to get out, and no, no, when you decided to get out, was it a for sure thing? You knew what you were going to do after the military?
It wasn't for sure thing I had already decided, but then Alex came along and he kind of changed the entire plan. The plan was get out of the military. Left my job. So I was going to go right back to that job. I
Okay.
was going to start school in New York, which would have been New York BAH.
Wow.
So I was going right back into the same job. I was going to have even more money coming in, and I was going to live my best life in New York. But
And
ended up in Hawaii, where I met you.
there's a reason we go through everything. The
Yeah.
time, so for me, the time in Hawaii, how do you feel about Hawaii?
Oh my God, I still miss it now.
I know. It's like you want to stay there, but for me, the price, the cost of living was
Yes, yes,
not,
yes, yes,
not,
yes, yes.
it wasn't good enough. It's like,
It's not a long to, but um, the adventures we had, like
yes,
I could say that I climbed a mountain, I've run
yeah,
a marathon, like all the different things that we did that I would not have done anywhere else.
yes. I
So,
mean, the climbing the mountains, all
hmm,
the different things that it gives you,
yeah,
it's for a time period. So,
yeah,
I mean, for people who want to go to Hawaii, I'm not saying don't try it, but it's not like a week trip kind of thing, and you have to
no,
prepare for that. Like in order to see everything, it's
yeah,
like a preparation and a time. Like you can't just jump into Hawaii and go for like. I mean, I guess it depends on what you're really going for. People go
hmm,
to Hawaii for like vacation. People go
yeah,
to Hawaii for um little things, right? But if you really truly want to get the best of Hawaii, because the touristing and all the different things that Hawaii offers, it's amazing. But to get all the different what is that, the hikes that they have there is so
hmm,
broad across the island. You have to like go there for like maybe 2 weeks and
yeah.
prepare, like because the hotels of course are costly.
Everything is costly. The food is costly. Everything, literally everything in Hawaii is costly.
So for everybody watching, what do you do now?
I'm a realtor.
Yay.
It was like I turned 40 and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do anything that I don't love doing. So I was like, you know what do you think that is? And I kept like going back to different things because my degrees are in IT.
Yeah,
And everybody's like, IT's where the money's at.
yeah,
But I don't know, with my kids and the schedule, because
yeah,
even though everybody's like, you could work from home, what I want to do is going to take up a lot of my time.
yeah.
So for now, it's real estate.
So is there anything that you would tell anybody about joining the military? How it all falls out for, like, because it fell out the way you intended it to fall out. Is there any suggestions that you have for people who want to join the Navy? Because a lot of people, like, they look at the Navy, they look at the thing. Because I was talking to a friend the other day. She said that the Navy allows you to choose your job. I don't know if it's the same
Mm-hmm.
currently.
Yeah.
No, that right there is an amazing option, because the Air Force used to be like that, but
Oh,
now they stopped it because everybody was going into jobs that basically everybody wanted, right? So
okay.
everybody can't do the same job. Somebody got
Okay.
a job nobody wants to do.
Okay. Well, with the Navy, I think it's a combination of the two.
Okay,
You could go in without a designation at all,
okay,
and then kind of like figure it out as you go in. But for me, like I got 83 on my ASVAB. I forgot to study.
oh,
Forgot
80,
to study. I was like, oh my God.
oh,
Yeah. And so they called me and was like, we know what job you want. And I
okay,
was like, I don't even know what job I want. But it I at that time I was working as a caseworker.
okay.
So I was dealing with a lot of patients and that kind of stuff. And I was like, medical might be something for me. So I ended up being a hospital corpsman, which is like a medic
Okay.
everywhere else. And yeah, but I know a lot of, and just like with you all, you could switch
Yeah,
if
in
you
the
decide you
when
don't like something, you could
when
switch.
you first come in, it's easier. And a lot of people don't know that when you're a first time airman, you could change your
Yeah,
career and get what you actually want, opposed to somebody who been in for 20 years trying to automatically change what they're doing.
yeah, yeah. You could switch it up.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's one thing I would say with the military. anything you want to do on the outside, you could find the equivalent of it on the inside. And if you have the traits that would make you successful on the outside, you use those same traits in the military.
So how
If
does it
you,
work for changing in the jobs in the Navy? Do you have to apply for it and then
yeah, it's a process. It's a
oh how long
process.
the process will take?
I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not sure. But I know like everything else you put in your package, either you're selected or you're not. A lot of times with us is tests. We don't only
Yeah,
for certain things we do boards. We don't really do boards,
okay,
especially at, and on the enlisted side and under a certain rank.
okay.
But my Navy knowledge is like this.
But it's still, and you went in and you got what you needed from the Navy.
Hell yeah, and get out
At
and
this
get
point,
out.
the Navy gave you what you needed.
Yes, they
But
did.
that's very a good thing that to tell people when you go in with a purpose, like go in with
Yes,
want
yes, yes,
what
yes, yes,
know
yes,
what you want to get out of what you're doing. So because you have all these people joining and not knowing, and then they complain about how
yes,
miserable they are and how
yeah,
they can't do this and they can't do that. And I mean, for us, when we join the Air Force, I think it's a year you have to actually. I think it's a year. You can't take any classes within the first year you join,
yes,
and then
yes,
you start to take class. Like I was saying before, I didn't have I joined for classes. I joined for school, but I didn't have that school like drive. I wasn't taking classes outside of school. I didn't join I joined the military to take classes, but I didn't actually start taking classes till like good mids in because of the cost for me. So I don't know when you came in, the cost for me was 75% TA. And I know you said you have a couple you had degrees when you came in, but
hmm
did you use any TA to get any
no,
additional or you
no,
pay
no,
off
I
your
didn't. I didn't do any. I only started back school after. So since leaving, I've done a MBA.
okay.
But while I was in, I was just I because things worked out so well that my first duty station, um, my chief sent me to like a preparation class for like your first exam.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like the same year that I joined, I went from E3 to E4.
Mm,
And then I picked up as soon as I was eligible to pick up, I picked up again. And then when as soon as I was eligible to pick up, I picked up again. So
very
I and with my jobs, even though I was a hospital corpsman, I mostly did logistics.
okay.
I did like buying stuff and justifying why we need $50,000 piece of equipment and that kind of stuff.
That's
And
exactly
then and
justified.
then yes. So and then when I went over to Portsmouth, I was in the training department.
Okay.
So basically anybody that came in had to come through us to military is all about training and making sure we're all on the same page.
It's for me, they when you all the training that the military gives you, some of it we're like, I don't need this again, but
You need it.
you
You
do
need it. You need it.
like the things we do now, like it's like, oh,
You,
resilience. Like, okay,
yes, I
you need
remember just before I moved from Walter Reed to Portsmouth, they had this whole resilience kick, and they was doing like oh my god, like all these different types of therapy and all
yes.
these different things, and I was like, oh. And then now I'm teaching my children resilience, and it's like,
Yes.
oh,
Oh my God. Yes.
mhm.
Like Brianna's teacher. So they not even halfway through the year, right? I don't even know how long I've been in school, but they pulled the teacher we had back to the class and then they gave her a new teacher, and some of the mothers were going back and forth trying to get you to sign like a petition basically not to let the teacher go back and and I
Oh,
was like, you know what, I'll play the part, like, because for me this teacher didn't make my decision of staying home or going to school. I made a
yeah.
decision for me and my children. So when we ended up going, I was like, what? The one mom, she messaged me personally and she was like, I don't know what to do. My daughter is upset. And I said, why are you creating scarcity in this child? Like, they're children. They will adapt, and just let her know that this is an amazing time in school and it'll be okay. Like, there's no need to be scared of the new teacher is amazing. So she just pulled the kids right in and just everything
Just
flowed.
kept going, just kept going.
It's
And
like,
that's what one thing I realized. from military kids, they just adapt. They just adapt. Like I was scared for Michaela. It was like a breeze from one installation to the next. It's like nothing
It's
to
like,
them.
we put that fear on our kids, like, oh
Hmm.
my God, I'm so scared. And that's one of the
Yeah.
things when I was talking to the counselor, she's like, oh, do you think because of your, your PTSD and the different things that you're putting out on your kids? And I said, ma'am,
No.
I try my best. Like my children will not know that I see things at night. They will never know because that's not the life they need to live. They
Hmm.
need to know that everything is going to be amazing, right? Because we are creating life for them that is amazing. Like the struggle people go through, it's all a
Not
facade. Like
necessary.
you don't have
No
to struggle.
necessary.
You
Yep.
choose to struggle. Like
Yep.
the minute you change your thought process on, okay, this is hard. You know what really isn't hard? Like let's just figure out how to do this because how you were doing it before obviously was too easy.
Wasn't work.
So now it's time to adjust and do something different. People
Hmm.
are just so caught up in, oh my goodness, this is so this and this is so that, instead of thinking, oh my God, this is gonna be so amazing. Like
Yep.
I'm gonna learn this new trade, like something new coming, a new program coming. Oh my God, why we need this new thing? Why we do this? Why we do that? It's like
Please. I used to sign up for everything.
I
Every piece of equipment come in. Can I learn that, please? Explain this. How does it work?
because
Please.
you never know when you're gonna turn around and need it.
Yep.
It's like you
Just just
learn.
last week I did what is it? Hazmat training.
Oh yeah,
So I have certifications for hazmat. And somebody was like, oh, my husband is getting into hazmat, it's like a $90,000. I was like, I need to go find my certification. Like you learn so much in the military, so
yes,
much that you would not
everybody
anywhere
needs it.
else.
Yes. Because I did logistics in the military. And when I tell you everybody needs logistics, that ain't what I'm doing
Yeah.
now. But you know what? If I feel as though I need to slip
Yep.
into somebody something,
Hmm.
yep, just go ahead and go ahead and run me my money. Just go ahead. Because having the military background, that puts you
Hmm.
ahead of everybody else too, because they know that how you can accomplish things and the things that you can do. Because I have an associate's degree in logistics. So
Oh,
everything, like it just flows together because business, logistics, all of it is in one big pot and you
yeah.
just pull from the pot that you have so you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. People just
Yeah.
choose.
Not to.
Yes.
It's easy to just be,
Just
I don't
be
want to say average, but it's easy to just be average and just like coast along and just be like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. But it doesn't always have to be that way.
it isn't. So is there anything that you want to share with those watching?
Um, if you consider joining the military, do your research. Like if I had known what I know now, I would have gone Air Force for sure, for sure. Like I learned to swim a month before leaving. Like I was so determined. I was like, I'm gonna get this. So a month before I started going to the YMCA. So if it's something that you want, um, there'll be some hurdles, but it's doable. If I could do it, I was 33. I was older when I joined.
Because what's
So
the cutoff age for the Navy?
35.
I think it's the same thing for the Air Force. Because I
Yeah,
know the
I
lady
was
that
like a grandma.
when I was in basic, there was a lady, I think she was 33. And
Oh,
some of the things that we had to do, she was like, she had two kids. I will never forget this lady. I didn't keep in contact with her, but she had two kids. And like some of the nights she would be crying because she's like, I can't do
what?
this. I can't keep up with you guys. And we were like, you got to get it together. Like this is, you
And
did it for a reason.
it was the total opposite for me because I,
Yes.
being a parent, you're accustomed to getting up early, going to bed late. So
Yes.
I having a set bedtime was like a privilege. Like who had a set bedtime? So when they say lights out, I'd be like,
Yes.
yes. And
Yes.
then I would wait till because they have to talk because they're females, so they
Yeah.
have to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
And then when everybody goes to bed and the place is quiet, I just used to lay there and just enjoy it.
The silence.
It was like it was for me. Boot camp was like a vacation.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
I
Oh
could the only I hate running,
yeah.
so I was that person that they had to loop around and come back for. I still hate running, but I do it anyway.
Yes. But you ain't gotta
And
say, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's
yeah,
go.
and I remember like my my instructor saying you'll never pass, and I'm like, okay, I could do maths. I know exactly how hard I need to run, and
Yes.
I was doing the bare
Okay.
minimum all the way through.
So do you have PT? Did y'all have PT tests in the name?
Hmm.
So is it
Hmm.
every year like us?
Yes,
Okay.
twice. I think it's twice a year.
Oh, ours is every year.
Yeah,
And depending on
yeah.
what your score is, you have
Yeah.
to have.
Mhm.
So, but
And being older, so I always had to do the least amount to get
oh
by.
yes,
So
I mean, hey, look, like how much more? Oh my God, I got to do 10 less. Yes, let's do this. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
you're waiting for that birthday. You're just
oh,
waiting for that birthday.
so I don't know if you can share anything else since you say you don't know much more about the Navy, but for me, I know your job, you didn't have to go on a ship, right?
I was attached to a ship. So for at I think Naval Medical Center Portsmouth, like the Mercy and all these ships that go out when they're like that natural disasters and that kind of stuff, I was attached to one. So like if something had happened at a certain time,
Okay,
I would have had to go.
okay,
So
okay.
like I have my the military passport and all of that stuff. So if I needed to go, it worked out that I never had to.
I am all there with you because I was like, when I had Brianna, I was like, I will not leave my child. Like
Um,
this is not an option. And I was like, you know what? If I have to leave, my mother is coming to stay with you to take care of my baby.
I used to have nightmares. That's one thing I used to have nightmares about, that I would have to go in to work and I would not have anybody to take care of Michaela.
Yes, it's
At
a
both Waltery and at Portsmouth, they had 24-hour daycares.
oh nice.
But not every base has 24-hour daycare.
I don't think we had any 24 hour. I think it was just like I've never seen a 24-hour daycare for
Yeah.
us. And I mean, guess
So
that's the difference, but that's a really
yeah.
good for
Because
me.
because you have duty, so when you have duty, overnight duty, you have to show up. You can't say, I don't have a babysitter right now.
I mean, some of the people did say that. It's like you gotta take leave. For us,
Mm,
you have to take leave.
no.
We,
Mm-mm. You can take leave for any other thing. You cannot take leave when it's time for duty. You better find yourselves there.
oh wow, not for us. If we had, so when I worked at Scott, I had a couple girls that the base at Scott was a 24-hour shift.
Okay.
So it was three shifts, days, mids, and nights. And
Okay.
it was 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to 7. So, revolvement. And some of the times because we didn't have the 24-hour thing, some of the girls that had to be on a shift had to find care for their kids. And they were
Yeah.
single moms. So, I mean, if you have a husband and, it's full parent and both can be at home, it's not a
Mhm.
problem. But not everybody has that
You're
option.
right. Yep.
That's a really good thing that the Navy does. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Hmm. Well,
Special,
is
special,
there anything else
special.
that you would like to share?
No, just thank you. I think you're doing an amazing job.
Thank
I'm
you.
thinking about doing a series on homeowners and their experience because
Nice.
sadly in the Black community, we don't really see the value in home ownership at all.
Exactly. That is
And
a
I
very good thing.
and they usually people point out all the bad things that could possibly happen.
All the
As a,
negatives.
yes, yes.
That is
As
a
opposed to building wealth and building equity and generational wealth and
so exciting. I will look
yeah,
forward to that.
yeah, right.
So I will be promoting you when you start. Let's do this.
Let's get it done.
So, but yes, thank you for sharing this space with me, and I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Alrighty, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.